Has taken over the world and has caused great chaos. We're talking about Innocence of Muslims, an internet video made in the United States that mocks Islam and portrays the Prophet Muhammad engaged in crude and offensive behavior. This prompted a deadly assault 2 weeks ago in Libya that killed the U.S. ambassador and 3 other Americans. Also, in the upcoming week, the annual UN gathering of world leaders begins in New York City, and tensions over Iran's nuclear drive and the anti-Islamic movie are likely to cast a shadow over the meeting. Now, words of warning and defiance are expected when U.S. President Barack Obama, Iran's leader Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, and Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu join more than 120 heads of state and government at the UN General Assembly. The failure to organize a meeting between Netanyahu and Obama has already stirred speculation of a deepening rift between the two leaders. The United States and its allies have stepped up warnings to Iran. However, that time is running out for a negotiated solution to the showdown. And today we are joined by Claude Salhani to discuss these matters further. Salhani is a journalist, author, and political analyst based in the Middle East and Washington, D.C., and he specializes in Middle Eastern politics, politicized Islam, and terrorism. Welcome, Claude.
Thank you.
So, I just want to start with White House Press Secretary Jay Carney, who insists that the attacks in Egypt, Libya, and elsewhere are not a response to the United States policy or to the administration, but a response to a video, a film that they judged to be reprehensible and disgusting. Now, those offended are identifying the movie to the United States. But what I want to know is, how do you justify the reaction to the video, knowing that not everybody has seen it, and they're only listening to the hype and religious authorities?
First of all, I would refrain from calling it a video or a film. It's a piece of trash. Nothing more than a piece of trash. It's a cheap shot. I don't know if you've watched it, but I forced myself to watch it. It's crudely put together I think with half a dozen so-called actors. It's something that high school students could do a better job of. So it's really it's a horrible thing that nobody would have ever watched if there wasn't this hype over it. The other point is that the movie itself is not out yet. It was the trailer to the movies, which is 27 minutes long. No trailer ever runs for 27 minutes. Most trailers that you see when you go to the movies or on TV or in videos are
2 or 3 minutes long.
Not even. They're about 1:45 seconds.
Okay.
So this is really, it's a piece of trash propaganda that was created with the specific aim of inciting violence or inciting...
And it did, but it was able to do all those things.
Absolutely.
Right. So
I think, which was, in my opinion, had it been ignored, it would have gone unnoticed, completely unnoticed. It's a bit like the Salman Rushdie's book that he wrote 20 years ago. A fatwa was issued against him, and he went into hiding. Had this not happened, nobody would have read that book. I tried reading the book. It was boring. It wasn't...
Okay, but how do you explain that there has been in numerous Muslim countries these protests and these killings, and they're ongoing? This happened 2 weeks ago,
right,
approximately, when September 11,
yes,
on the anniversary of September 11.
It was on the anniversary. I think the attack on the American ambassador in Libya would have happened regardlessly. I don't think this was a reaction to the film. It was convenient to say that, but I think it was planned. If you look at how the planning of the attack, the use of mortars, and them finding the safe houses in Benghazi, this doesn't happen overnight. This takes time. It takes preparation to set something like that up.
So you're saying this was a planned attack?
So
anti-American sentiment was already existent before this
Not
started.
Anti-American sentiment, anti-American presence of certain parties in Libya who wanted to attack American interests, American presence there. And they did that on September 11th, the anniversary of September 11, 2001. So I think the two are not really related, although they became related. I think it's wrong to say the film caused the uprising, the reaction in Libya. Libya would have happened regardless, and I'm not the only one saying this. This is the findings of some people in the U.S. government who are saying that as well. So we have to look at why did this happen.
So why did it happen? Why did they kill the
because there are parties that are not pleased with U.S. foreign policy and the way it's carrying out certain things in the region, and they wanted to make a point, and that's the way they make their point.